Well, hello, beautiful souls. What a topic I've got for you today. The council has given me a message which is really more for me, and I'm sharing it with you. And that is when life throws you a curveball, trust the process. It's been a fairly tumultuous time for me these last couple of weeks, and I'll share that in a moment. But there is always a bigger picture that I'm looking at. And in the bigger picture at the moment, what I'm noticing is that we're being very much brought to a, a conditioned, because we're being programmed all the time, okay? Whatever we look at, whatever we allow into our energy field, we're being programmed. Even you listening to me right now, and thank you for doing that. Welcome to my channel. And if you haven't realized, my name is Volunteer Boers. And look, if you relate to this idea of curveballs and how to process them, then please stay with me, because we're going to have an invocation and a meditation to help us through this process. Because what's happening, I think, in the greater collective, in what we call that world, is that we're being distracted constantly by disclosure. You know, thinking that the more we know about the corruption and the falseness and all the things of that's been going on in the past, that's going to help us somehow. But you know what it does? Whatever you focus on, you attract. Whatever you focus on, you bring into your world. Whatever you focus on is the projection that you give to the universe that will just deliver more of it. And so, in a way, it is just another way of keeping us trapped and away from the very foundation of what this ascension process is all about, and that is to know the power that we are in ourselves as sovereign beings. So let's have a look at the curveballs. So last week I was suddenly told that I need to move house. Well, you know, at this stage of my life, I just think that it's time that I landed somewhere where I could actually stay. But obviously not. My soul has another objective, somewhere else for me to go. And I just want to share with you, because for the last 40 years, one of the things that has absolutely sustained me through the many curveballs that I have lived through in my 86 years. And that is to trust the process, to trust that there is something else beyond this physicality of me that actually has a soul script that knows where it needs to go for the greatest good and the greatest expansion for the purpose of this incarnation. So trusting the process has really been something that I return to every time that I think I'm going in this direction, and then the curveball comes and it says, no, you're actually going in that direction. So this is what occurred to me last week, when suddenly I was told that, no, pack your bags and, you need to start looking for another place to create another sanctuary, because wherever I land, I create sanctuaries, not just for me, for my family, for my friends, and of course for all who have the ability to come and spend time with me personally. So I'm on the move, and I just, if you relate to this, in whatever curveball that you're facing today, whether it's in health, whether it's in wealth, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in having to actually move location, as what's happening for me, when you can trust that things aren't happening to you for a punishment, or things happen through you. So whatever is coming, unfolding for you, is a reflection of the projection that is coming from you. So that projection comes from many different things. It can come from your beliefs. It can come from from the programming, if you don't take control of what you want to project. But the more that you resign to your soul knows, which is what I've done for so many years, my soul knows, and then all of a sudden, when something unexpected occurs in my life that I wasn't planning on, I go back and go, well, what's the point in this? Where are we going? What is this about? Because everything has purpose. Everything has purpose. And because I declare every morning that I dedicate my life to the highest possibility for this incarnation and soul mission, that is what I know is going to unfold for me, because that's all that I project. However, the human me was not very happy, going, what? No, I've only been here just over 2 years and I love where I am. Absolutely love it. But I have to go back to trust the process and really believing that, hey, I was able to create this because as a creative being I am creating, then I must be able to create something even better. This is something better. That's my statement all the way. What I feel is important for the collective at this stage is that all this constant barrage of disclosure, whatever it is at the moment, that's the big message. It is taking you away. It's taking us away from the one thing that actually is going to be good for us, and that is to come back to know thyself, love thyself, and be all of that in a higher state of consciousness, away from fear, away from judgment and all the things that kept us trapped, and away from believing that there are physical situations and people out there that can make it better for us. We're the only ones. And that is so important. Do I care whether there are aliens landing? No. I don't care. It's not going to make any difference to me. They've got their own agendas. I'm sticking to mine. I'm a little person in a small world, and that's all that I can really cope with. And so as long as my world is a representation of the new earth I choose to live in, because we lead by example. So if you want a better world, we need to become better. We need to become better in ourselves. And the best of ourselves is when we really know within ourselves that we are the creators, that we have the power to change things. And that if we become one, I talk a lot about with unity consciousness, with your highest self, with your guides, with your angels, with all the unseen beings that are assigned to us, because when we come down here in this incarnation in the physical self, we actually have a whole team of unseen beings that have been assigned to be there for us if we call on them. And I've done a video recently of how to connect with your guides, and I will put the link below and you can watch that again. But it's really about trusting that there is something in you that knows your path. And when you can surrender to that, then peace returns. Not instantly. Listen, it took me a couple of days because little me, as I call it, my little I, was constantly going, yeah, but do I have to do that again? But then it is, well, obviously, yes. And so the next step for me is acceptance. Acceptance of what is. This is what is. Okay, whinging about it isn't going to help. I just take the next step, show me the way to the highest possibility for me and everyone concerned. So what I want to share with you right now is the council is talking through me for you and for me right now. And so this video is not just for you, it's for me as well. And I that's how I've always worked. I have always shown the way, walked my talk as much as I can. And so if I'm going through this, I'm sure there are many of you that are going through this. They're going through curveballs, and how do I return to the inner calm from which I can then project something better. So, what I'd like to share with you now is Council's messages to me to return me to this place of inner peace and, this ability to just laugh about it and relax and go, okay, show me the way, and then trust that the way will be made open for me. So what I'd like you to do is just take a deep breath and just settle for a moment and listen to these words. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to actually put these words into my comment, in the first comment below, okay, so that you can actually copy them. Usually I have something to say. No, this I think this is so important that I want you to be able to repeat this as often as you need to. Okay, called trust the process. Here we go. I release the need to know, and maybe it will help for you to put your hand on your heart like I am doing. I release the need to know. That means mentally know, right? Because in your heart, you always really know. I release the need to control. That's the big one for me. That is a very big one for me. I release the need to force outcomes. And that's something, if you look back in your life, I know in my life, I used to manipulate the outer world to get what I thought was the best outcome, and it always fell flat because that is not the way to work. So you need to release to force the outcomes. I trust the wisdom that lives within me. I trust the timing of my life. Wow, that's a big one, isn't it? I trust the unfolding of my soul's journey. Yes, that is where we're going. Trust the process. I trust the unfolding of my soul's journey. But you can only do that when you let go of the fear, of the insecurity, and hand over to soul. Even when I cannot see the way forward, I know I am being guided. And I know for all of you who are on this channel, and thank you very much for watching this and being with me and traveling this journey with me. And don't forget to please subscribe, like, and comment, because if you're going through this, I really love sharing stories with you. So I know I am being guided, even when circumstances change. I know all is unfolding for my highest good. I surrender to the natural process of life. I trust, I allow, I receive. And so it is. Now just take a deep breath to let that settle in. Beautiful. So, beautiful message from Council. Beautiful support to show that we're never alone, that we're not on this journey by ourselves. So where am I going next? I have no idea. And do you know how many times, I can't tell you how many times I've been in this position in my last 40 years of this journey. I've had to move, not necessarily house every time, although that has been the journey. I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the 40 years. Location. And what I know is that wherever I go, I spread light. So I'm not sure where the light is necessary next time, but what I really am asking, I'm asking from this little me that please take me to somewhere that I can stay for a while, for as long as, well, and then I go, well, if that's the highest possibility, I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. So whatever your situation is right now, the reason that a curveball comes into your life is to bring your focus back to you. That is always the reason. In my life, I'm looking at it And what I've realized why I'm being brought again and again to this center is because of what is happening in the external world and how many of us are being distracted and how absolutely full on that distraction is, particularly now with this new movie that is out. And when you look, you can see it, can't you? You can see that we've been disclosure has been, particularly in the spiritual community. And please, people in the spiritual community, come back to what's really important, and that is to build the inner knowing, to come back to our sovereignty, to come back to being the creator beings without all that external stuff, and then become empowered enough to be living and creating this higher level of consciousness where all that stuff is irrelevant. It's irrelevant because when you truly know yourself, you know that you're intergalactic. You know that this is a multiverse, omniverse that we live in. And none of that matters. At the end of the day, what matters is you, the life that you are creating here. Because our path is all about bringing heaven. Okay, what we think of heaven is like the Garden of Eden. It is about love and peace and harmony and joy and kindness. All the innate of the human. That is what we're here to express, free from fear, free from lack. Why? Because we will know that we are the creators. We will know, and we will therefore put that into effect consciously all the time. So that really is why this is happening. I know we are being brought back to the self. Remember the self. Remember the self. Counsel is constantly at us. Separate yourself from the outside world that is asking for your attention if it is not expanding your heart, if it's not expanding your love for self and humanity and this process of moving into a higher state of consciousness. Those who are not able to see it, we need to let them go with compassion and go, your turn will come. But there's nothing I can do. I cannot lower my vibration one tiny little bit to make it better for you. Each and every one of us on this planet has the capacity, otherwise we wouldn't be here, to come home to self, to accept the accountability, responsibility of being a creator being, a divine expression of source. So that's my story, and where I land next, I am not sure. But I'm sure it'll be beautiful, because that's all that I project. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. And, I'm a bit of a 5-star girl. I like comfort. So if I'm not comfortable, I can't continue to have love, peace, and harmony. So the two go hand in glove, right? So it'll be fascinating, exciting when I trust the process. So thank you for staying with me so far, because now we will do a meditation that Council gave me, and I can promise you it's a doozy. So settle back, relax, and just really be completely present with you. We spend so much of our days with our attention somewhere else. I want you to bring it all in to you. And maybe just, put a hand on your heart and a hand on your solar plexus and just firmly feel you. This is you. That's all that matters in your life, because without you, there is no life. And until we completely appreciate that, we will always look outside ourselves for things to make things better. And it's not possible. So let's just take a deep, 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 gentle breath. And as you exhale, allow your shoulders to soften. Just sink into yourself. Bring all your attention to your hands holding your heart and your solar plexus. Yes, this is you. Love you, appreciate you. Now take another slow, gentle breath. And let go and just sink into the knowing of you. Simply allow yourself to arrive here, fully present in this moment. Just allow yourself to rest in the presence of your own being. Bring your awareness into your heart. And as you do so, just imagine a very soft light there. It may be a blue light for you, or golden, or violet. Whatever the light color, doesn't matter. And you may not see anything, and that's okay too. A light lives in your heart that has always been with you. Always been with you. A light that has guided you through every challenge, every change, every uncertainty. There may have been times when you felt lost, times when you wondered how everything would work out. Times when you questioned the path. And yet here you are. You have arrived at this moment. Yes, bring yourself back to knowing you, feeling you, being present with you. And just as life has carried you this far, it will carry you forward. Allow yourself to hear these words as if your soul is speaking directly to you, because soul is constantly speaking directly to you. Maybe you just need to listen more. Soul is assuring you that all is well. You're not lost. You are never alone. Life is not happening to you. Life is unfolding through you, for you. The path is revealing itself, one step at a time. You do not need to see the entire journey. You only need to trust the next step. Now, call in your highest self, your oversoul, your guides and angels, all the unseen beings that are assigned to travel with you on this journey. Call them all in. Call them all in, and as you do so, begin to feel their presence around you. Feel the angels. Feel your oversoul and the highest self that lives within every cell of your being. And your guides. Feel them surrounding you. Feel the love that surrounds you. Feel it, feel it. Feel the support as they hold you. Allow yourself to let go and rest in their frequency. Like a babe in its mother's arms, feeling safe and secure. Rest there. Feel this inner knowing that there is an intelligence moving through all of your life. Yes, all of your life. It is the same intelligence that beats your heart. That same intelligence guides the seasons. And that same intelligence now shows you the way to your next step on your journey of ascension and expansion. Your next experience awaits. Let yourself rest in that knowing. Breathe that in. I don't need to know. My soul knows. And I trust in that. Yes. Yes. Trust the next step. Trust. I trust in the process. I trust. And as we close, silently repeat, I trust the process. I trust my journey. I trust the wisdom of my soul. And I know that all is unfolding for my highest good and the good of all concerned. Now take one final deep breath to let all this land and feel yourself expand as you surrender into that trust. And when you are ready, gently return, carrying this peace, this trust, and this knowing with you into the rest of your day and the days to come. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. How are you feeling? What a powerful message from Council. If you're going through changes, and remember, not long ago, I actually warned us that big changes were coming. The problem was that most people thought that those changes were coming from the outside, and yes, they are, because so much of the collective is still being sucked into, the agendas of other beings, or trusting that other governments or powers outside of ourselves are going to fix it for us. But when it comes down to the end of the day and we come back to ourselves and realize that it all started with us and it'll all end with us. And the more that we can learn about ourselves and our power, and then are able to challenge that, channel that is the word I was looking for, channel that where we want it to go, into love, peace, harmony, kindness, compassion, and joy. We're meant to have joy here, We do. We're supposed to have joy and appreciation, the beauty of this planet that is offered to us free every day. How can we not be joyful when we see the smile on a child? There is so much that comes to us every day to fill our heart with joy. So let us spend less time being concerned about what's going on out there. And, if you're concerned about just aliens visiting, just put an extra plate on your table and say, listen, if you're here, join me for a meal and get on with your life. There is no, unless somebody actually knocks on your door, let it be where it is. If it's not right here with you, then your journey is to be here with you. So less bleeding out there and more spending time with the beauty of you. Because that's it, isn't it? That's all Ascension is. Know thyself. Embrace and learn the power of the creator being that you are, that we all are. Thank you so much for having spent this time with me and allowing me to share my curveball. So watch this space. Whatever that space behind me is going to be, who knows? And don't dissolve into your challenges. See them as opportunities for change. And then surrender to the soul and go, okay, I'm ready, I'm willing. Where are we going? Those 3 questions. Why am I here? I think we're starting to work that out. Well, the first one is, who am I? And we're working that out. Why am I here? Well, that's still a question in many people's minds. And for me, it's always to fulfill my soul purpose, whatever that is. I am the vehicle, the physical vehicle for that fulfillment. And then where are we going next? Well, there you are. That is an unknown. And the more that I trust in that process, the sooner it will be unfolding before me, and I'll be sharing it with you. So please, please share this video for anyone that you think is going through an upheaval in their life, and anyone that you think will benefit from the message from Council today. And like, subscribe, and comment. I love your comments. Thank you for spending time with me. Let's come back to ourselves and just live the Shambhala way, as I say, which is the true human way in all its beauty. So I love you, love yourself more, and I'll see you next week. Wow, what do you think we may be sharing then? Because there will be many curveballs coming our way, so Council says. But we're never alone. Till next time, bye-bye.